Welcome to the show, Sage Waters. You are a singer, songwriter, and producer. You've grown up in the musical environment, and during your late teens, you balanced a full-time college course in fine arts with competitive swimming and being an entrepreneur. Having collaborated with the likes of James Brown, Carlos Santana, and Stevie Wonder, to name just a few of the people you've worked with, it's fantastic to have you on the show with us, Sage. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do tell us more.
Thank you for having me on today. I'm really excited to be here. Well, my biggest joy in music is honestly the fact that we can spread positive messages and encourage people, and the fact that music is vibration. That's kind of like core of what I'm at. So the way I approach all music and entertainment is kind of from that vein. So even like from the gigs I want to book or the projects I want to be a part of or start, I kind of go from that perspective of positivity and love. Love wearing my love shirt.
Yeah, I love it. Now, you're a conscious writer as well, right?
Very much so.
Tell us about that.
It's well, it kind of comes naturally to me. I started songwriting. I know a lot of people start when they're much younger, but I started around like 19. And the first song I wrote was just kind of this little jazz song, and I was feeling, and I go, oh, wait a minute, that's like a whole verse and a hook. And it just clicked. And from there, it was whatever subject I wanted to write about. So it started becoming kind of a venting thing between me and my sister. Okay. And it kind of turned into, once I wrote that real song, I actually came to Tarpan. I started coming to the studio, and it was so much more playful the way I was doing it myself, kind of more like Weird Al. And then going to the studio and getting to be part of these projects, just observing honestly for probably the first year and not really participating, and then getting, invited on things and learning. I learned hands-on through all of that. So my writing became very orderly in the way it's supposed to be proper for pop structure, R&B structure. Like, this is how you make a song. Yeah. And it took me a while before I started expressing myself. And then I noticed when I would write for other people, my lyrics would go deep. Immediately. And they're like, no, well, we don't want to go that far with it. We want to give the idea of a problem in the relationship, not attack the whole problem. And I had to learn how to kind of find my voice in my song. But conscious writing is what is at my core. I want to be able to express what is inside of me and for other people to relate what's inside of them.
Right.
And tell truth. Say the things that are hard to say.
Wow, wouldn't that be refreshing?
Right? Yeah. Stick to that, making sure you're saying the things that are hard to say. I always say the best songs are the private conversations that we don't share. That's
right. Well, I mean, to sum up stories, right? You have 5 minutes to make a movie, and you're using your lyrics as the script.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think it's kind of ironic that I'm so long-winded when I talk, and then but I'm able to get into. If I write a song about it, it'll be right there,
What are you writing about these days, like in the conscious world?
Honestly, I've been really leaning towards trying to say things that people really have hard time just saying to each other. I've been kind of leaning more towards I don't know how else to say it, like the truth-telling side. And I'm trying to be more blunt with my words. Not as safe. Like, if you listen to these new conscious rappers, like Kendrick Lamar, of course, but like Dax, that rapper Dax? Have you heard of him? He's fantastic. He's a like serious conscious rapper. He talks about like enlightening yourself. And Spectrum, it's good. Spectrum. He's here in Vegas. Yeah, featured on one of his songs called Ghost. Okay. And even that song is about I'll love y'all till I'm ghost. It's like I love you to death. It's like why bring negativity into this world? We're all struggling. And so it's like those are the kind of guys that I kind of listen to. I like to listen to the conscious rappers and more underground, the unsigned ones that are
But you're actually singing, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a singer. I sing. I can rap, but that's not. I'm not going to say I'm a rapper. But as a lyricist, rappers are much more expressive.
But imagine when you put notes with that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and you get to infuse it. That's the beauty of it, though. I like when you get to hear that blend of crossover of genres, because I feel like more is expressed when there's more freedom.
My brother-in-law used to play, with Gil Scott-Heron. And Gil Scott was back there rapping way before what they call rap now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was social conscious rap. It was political rap, though, most of it, like, the struggle and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This thing we're doing over here at Music for Global Change is about positive social conscious music, right?
Yeah.
Change the whole narrative and the feeling. Like people are tired of bad news, and so we're about to give them some good news.
Yeah, exactly.
And we need a lot of it. And I'm out here trying to inspire writers to write something, because life ain't all bad.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard. It's funny how people lean towards expressing the negative in life through art, and you can express it. You can even express negativity in a positive way.
Yeah.
Bob Marley was a genius at that. You could be singing about a revolution, people dying in the streets, but you're dancing to it, and you're not crying, but you feel enthralled, you feel inflamed, and you feel motivated.
It's so lyrical content is so powerful.
Oh, it's the most important piece.
My attorney used to be Nina Simone's attorney, right? And I love that because she was about the struggle, and you know what I mean. And I say, yeah, you're the right guy. You've had to, man, people were getting pissed off because she was telling the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll rub people the wrong way for sure. It will.
Yeah.
It puts you in an awkward position, because if you are telling the truth and the group around you is mad that you're telling them the truth, you can be in danger.
Well, that's a cold-blooded thing right there. Think about that.
Yep.
You're in danger because you're trying to do good. Okay, Tom?
You are still very much actively performing in Vegas, where you are there. Tell us a little bit about the performances that you've been able to be a part of, and also if someone wanted to go off and see where you're performing, how they go about any sort of social media that you've got, any kind of websites.
Yeah. Well, you can look me up online. Sage Waters is my real name, so I pop up pretty easily. Or waterthesage.com is where you find me. Water the Sage on Instagram. Just remember to water the sage. And it's like, don't kill your plants, feed your head. But I am actively performing all across Vegas. I have a couple regular spots on Friday. I do a happy hour in Summerlin and Henderson. I've been parts of some really cool shows, some private events. Like one was great. We closed down a restaurant at the Bellagio for the Moulin Rouge. I've got to sing back. I got to sing and record the backgrounds for the Piano Man show that's playing on the Strip. And it's been the variety of projects you can get involved in here in Vegas is great, especially if you're not just a one-trick pony. You can do multiple things. So I've gotten some really cool. I've gotten modeling gigs, recording gigs, performance. Yeah,
for entertainment, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and everything's within 20 minutes of each other.
Right.
I always say Vegas can be your toy box or your toolbox.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You can go as far as you want playing around, and you can go as far as you want working. And you can be successful, or you can mess around and mess yourself up. So it's if you have a vision and discipline, this place is awesome.
If you get caught just locking in on performing only, it takes a long time to get to yourself. And then when you get to that point, you have to go, I've had enough of this. You know what I mean? I'm jumping from here, but I'll never make anything until you create some music yourself.
Yeah.
You can be a star, but the superstars produce and perform their own material.
Exactly. Yeah, I performed here for about a year, and then, or wasn't even a year, I think about 6 months. And the space offered to have me do my show for Wine Wednesdays. And they were like, oh, what kind of show do you want to do? And I said, can I do my original show? And they were like, originals? Well, people don't really do that. And I was like, I'll do it.
See?
And so I just threw it together, and people were like, how did you do that? I'm like, you just do it.
Yeah.
Maybe nobody shows up. Maybe it's packed out. You don't know until you do it. But original music, there's a couple of original showcases here that are really great. And they're really trying to boost up the original music here in Vegas. And so far, the local bands are fantastic, and their lyrics, honestly, they talk. I mean, a lot of these people grew up here, so they've seen everything. And I don't think it creates jaded artists and jaded musicians. I think it creates a very interesting perspective because they're not overwhelmed by it. If you live here, you're not overwhelmed by it. You can, see it from different perspective, and you get to speak on the life here. And there's a lot more positivity happening here than people like to give it credit for. Like Billy Joe just went off on Vegas and he calls us like, a garbage hole. And it's like, you come here and make all your money. You come and throw shows here. And it's like, if you're having a bad time, maybe it's time to look inside.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
there's so much positivity that could be shared and taken and extracted from even the most negative situations, especially from the most negative situations, because that's how we grow.
Well, if you ever get the urge to throw concerts yourself there with positive music makers, because that could be a thing in itself, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Especially we need it. And so you get some really incredible entertainment and performers to go do music that's going to uplift people, heal, educate, and solve problems.
Yeah.
With any kind of instrument you want, the lyrical content is the most important thing. And if you get enough people talking about, you know what, we're going to rise above this together, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then when you have the courage to write those songs, even when you're nervous, I remember there's a couple songs, Take a Chance and I Am, and those songs were really personal and it's very honest. But people, when I sing it, those are the songs people cry on. And because it touches something inside of them, and it's not about me. And I have to get over myself to perform that music because that music is important. It heals people. It's like when you can't go to sleep, you put on music. When you need to get yourself motivated, you put on music. When you mourn, you put on music.
I love what you just said. It's not about me.
Yeah.
It's not, as an artist, it's not about us. We have to get it out for everybody else.
So true.
Listen, thank you for the privilege of your time today.
Thanks for joining us, Sage.
Namaste, sister. Thank you for all the beautiful information. Okay?
Thank you guys so much. You're wonderful.
Pleasure.
Have a good day.
Thanks for joining
Much love. Thank you.
Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all get together, music can save the world. Yeah. Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all come together, music can save the world. There's an urgency facing our humanity.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.